Arsene Wenger is to leave Arsenal at the end of the season. Under his leadership, the club won 3 league titles, a record 7 FA Cup victories, and qualified for Europe's Elite Champions League every season until this one. The 68-year-old Frenchman helped transform the game as the Premier League became a global success story. Recently, though, he's faced growing criticism as Arsenal struggle to compete with the biggest clubs. Our sports editor, Dan Rowan, reports.
He was the game changer, revolutionising English football both on and off the field. But today, amid growing fan frustration, the game was finally up for Arsene Wenger. Arsenal's players arrived for training this morning unaware they were about to be told his 22-year-long reign would soon come to an end.
First of all, I was shocked. I didn't see it coming. I know he had another year left on his contract, and I thought that he would do it, but unfortunately he's not. I'm sad.
At yesterday's press conference, Wenger had given little away.
Look, my personal situation is not so much my worry at the moment, as you just said. My worry is to transform a season with many disappointments away from home.
But in a statement today, Wenger said, after careful consideration and following discussions with the club, I feel it's the right time for me to step down at the end of the season. This evening, Arsenal's chief executive spoke about the departure of a man who'd become synonymous with the club.
Arsene often said his aim was to leave the club in a better position than when he found it. Well, we are in a better place today than we could ever have imagined 22 years ago.
Many asked Arsene who when an unheralded Wenger arrived in 1996, but he set about transforming Arsenal with new training methods, savvy signings and a thrilling style of play.
What a way to clinch the championship!
A remarkable period of success followed. 3 Premier League titles in 6 years, including 2 league and cup doubles, and perhaps his greatest achievement, an entire season unbeaten with a team known as the Invincibles.
Without equal, without doubt, the best team in the land is Arsenal.
He really changed the way you think about things and the way he wanted you to improve, because it's the right thing to do and it would be brilliant for you to do. It was a whole different way of thinking about playing football.
But after such success came a long struggle, many fans turning against Wenger after no league title for 14 long years. With Arsenal overtaken by their biggest rivals, this season the club lies 6th, at risk of missing out on the lucrative Champions League yet again. Today, outside the stadium Wenger helped to build, the fans were divided.
A couple of cup wins have glossed over the cracks, but I think it's the right time.
I'm very sad that he's going. I wonder who we're going to get next.
A sign of just how far Arsenal have fallen is the 33 points that separate them from the newly crowned champions Manchester City. Their manager, however, today recognising Wenger's contribution.
The Premier League is the Premier League thanks for what he has done when he arrived, and his vision about the respect for the football. I wish him all the best.
It's been a long and painful goodbye for Wenger, and even his departure from the training ground this afternoon wasn't without incident. So long was his reign, it had become almost impossible to imagine Arsenal without Wenger, and such longevity and control at a club is highly unlikely to be seen again in English football. The challenge now for Arsenal is to get used to life without the man who, for a generation, defined the club and transcended the sport. Dan Rowan, BBC News at the Emirates.